All right, welcome back. We are going to do some more math, so let's get into this. We finished off last time with writing this equation. You guys wrote this equation based on here, so I'm going to read it again so you can remind yourself how we write these equations. Ooh, this is not an equation. This is an equality. So it says students love to put ranch dressing on everything. Remember this? Oh, yes, you guys remember. Okay, good. So Elvira needs to keep plenty in stock. The students eat about 2.25 gallons of ranch every day. Elvira started the school year with 130 gallons of ranch. Where do you see the 130 gallons in here? Where do you see it? Yeah, it's this 130 right here. Perfect, right? And then where do you see this? The students eat about 2.25 gallons of ranch every day. Where do you see that? Very good. But why is it being subtracted and why is it being multiplied by x? Why is it being subtracted and then why is it being multiplied by x? What do you guys think? Very good. So someone says, so this is the gallons, and this is how much they're eating or not eating, they're using. I guess they're eating it. Whatever. They're eating it. I just imagined them drinking ranch right here. That's why I said not like that. Okay, so that's how many they're eating per day. Per day is because we're going to multiply it every single, like if it was 4 days, then it's 4 sets of 2.25 that needs to be taken away from 130, right? Very good. Okay, and then it says she needs to have at least 20 gallons left when she reorders to have enough in stock until the new order comes. For how many days will her ranch dressing supply last before she needs to reorder? Okay, so here's the 20 gallons that she needs to have left. Why is this greater than? Why isn't this like, why isn't this like less than? Why is it this? This is weird. Here it goes. Yes, because I'm okay with this being a lot more than what 20. Like how much ranch I have is needs to be more than 20 gallons, right? But the moment that she dips under 20, that's where she's like, because she wants to have at least 20. Okay. Yes, 20 or more. So at least 20 means 20 or more. Here's her more. And then we solve this. Okay. So something very interesting happens when we solve this, right? So what would you do first here, people? What would you do first? And then someone said, can you do it on here? But yes, but I don't want you to do it. I just want to hear it. First, what would we do? So in the chat, can you tell me which number would you try to get rid of first? Which number would you get rid of first? Very good. Someone says, hey, Miss Johnson, I remember you talking about SADMEP. Does SADMEP still work here with inequalities? And the answer is yes. So you're looking for any kind of subtraction or addition. Very good. Someone said you subtract 130 first. Go ahead and subtract 130. This is everybody on your own paper. You should be doing that. And then if you want to jump on here and annotate on my screen, go ahead and do that. So you should be subtracting already have that done. So we subtract on this side and we subtract on this side. Now, what was it that we learned last time? So if you do it to one side, yes, very good. You're going to do it to the other side. Does the symbol change here? For this one here, does the symbol change? Someone said no. Okay, wait, when does the symbol change again? When we what or what by what? When we what or what by a what? Very good. Only when we multiply or divide by a negative. Here, if you look, you all told me to subtract 130. That's why that looks like that. Is that okay? All right. So, all right. So what happens next? If this is the case right here, if this is the case right here and it says negative 2.25x, wait, don't do it. Negative 2.25x is greater than or equal to negative 110. No worries. How would I do it now? What do I need to do? So I took care of subtraction and addition. Thing next says division or multiplication. Do you see division or multiplication? Everyone's like, yes. So we need to divide. So you do it on your paper. Don't do it up here yet. Go ahead and do it on your paper. If you need to use a calculator for this, do it. Go ahead and do that. And then don't forget the thing that we just reminded you of. Always. All right. So what do we have to do first? What do we have to do here? Very good. We just divide. Some people don't divide by this negative. Why not? Right? What are you multiplying by? Negative 2.25. So how do you undo multiplication? You divide. Divide by what? Negative 2.25, right? So then you have to not forget. Don't forget to blank the blank by blank. Don't forget to do the thing because you did that thing. Do you all know what I'm talking about? So whatever that is, I'm going to just pull up a calculator because I don't know. I don't know what it is. I don't know that off the top of my head. So negative 110 divided by negative 2.25. So it's that number. So notice the symbol does change. Yeah, I'd put 89. Yeah, or I'd put another 9 right there. So, okay, so that's the answer. So describe in words what the quantities, describe in words the quantities that would work in this situation. So Elvira wants to know how many days will her ranch dressing supply last before she needs to reorder. So how many days would that be? So looking at this answer, what would you tell Elvira? She uses math all the time. I use math all the time. Okay, so how many days would you, like, what would you tell her? Because you're not going to tell her 48.89, right? Don't tell her that. Please don't tell her that. How many days would that be? What would you say? What would you tell her? You should order in what? All right, someone said 48 days. That's perfect. Someone said in about 48 days. That's good. Ooh, I liked someone said she has up to 48 days until she has to reorder, right? I like this up to, because 48 days says that she has to order on that 48th day, right? But is it okay if she orders on day, I don't know, 42? You know, maybe the shipment has been taking a little bit longer, so maybe she wants to give herself some buffer there. So yeah. So describe in words the quantities that you would work. So here I would write, so for those of you who put 48 days, I would like you to kind of make that stronger. So someone said up to 48 days. That's pretty good. Someone said before 48 days. 48 days or before. That's fine. So then I want you to try writing your answer in set and interval notation. That looks like this. So you're going to try writing it in interval notation. So this is interval notation. Here's set notation. Try writing both right now. Okay, so I'm going to write out a good answer here. I would probably say something like, Elvira can order ranch. Oh, how about needs to order ranch within 48 days? So when we say within 48 days, that means everything up to 48 days, right? Let me see this real quick. That's not the only phrasing that we could say, right? You can say 48 days or less. All right, you guys good? Okay, I have a question. You all said 48 days, but when you actually round this number, it's 49 days. Why wasn't it okay to put 49 days? Why wasn't it okay for you to say 49? So I asked you, okay, well, what answer are you going to put over here? All of you said 48. You didn't say 49. Yeah, you can't. Someone said you can't round that extra part of the day. I agree with that. So if you graphed this like this, right? If I made you graph this and I said, okay, well, here's my number line. Here's, oops, what was that? And then here is my answer, 48.89, right? And I went like this, and I went like this, right? Where's 49? Yes, actually, someone just said it in the chat. Very good. Where's 49 on this? Is 49 shaded in? Everyone says, no, it's not. It's over here. So someone said it, if she orders on the 49th day, she now has less than 20 gallons. Yeah, she goes over the limit. Very good. So she has a buffer zone of 20 gallons. I have buffer zones of certain items in our house that I can't go under because we eat so much of it that it, like, that would be horrible for us to not be with it, right? So same thing goes here. So very impressed with the fact that I didn't have to explain this part to you. You didn't just round to 49, round to 49, and then put the wrong answer here. Because if you did that, then that would have been wrong. Okay, so write your answer in interval and set notation. Someone in the chat put 0 like this. They did this. Do you agree with that? Do you agree with this? Yeah, someone put this in the chat. Very good. Very good. Very good. Yeah, this is correct. So interval notation goes like this: starting point, ending point, and then you decide between parentheses and brackets. Whenever you have equal to here, we use brackets, meaning she can order on the 0th day. Like she can order today if she wanted to, right? She can order today. She's going to have a lot of ranch in her stockpile. But yeah, so she can order on day 0. She can also order on day 48. That's why we are using brackets. Does that make sense? All right, set notation is going to look exactly the same as this. We used X again, so I'm just going to use X. I'm going to continue to use X. We write X, we write the bar. In case you don't know where this bar is on your keyboard, it's right above the enter key and it's shift that. So when I type this and I hit shift that, do you see that's what comes up? That's the interval notation that they want. So it'll be like this, curly brace, X, such that, and then whatever you're going to write. Okay, so that's how you type it into the computer, because you guys are going to have to practice that on Desmos, right? Okay, so what goes right here then? What goes right here to finish this off? How would you write this part? Can I just take this part over here and copy and paste it and put it right here? Can I just take this right here and put it right here? Someone say no. No, you can't, Miss Johnson. Because this doesn't say this. Right? This, uh-oh. Excuse me. If I was to graph this thing out, it goes like this, right? It just continues all the way across, right? But according to what you told me here, you said start at 0. So I shouldn't be going to there. I should be stopping at 0 right here, right? It should be this section. Do you see the section that I'm not using? Why am I not including this section over here? Why should I not include this section? Thank you. Yeah, someone said it. Yeah, it doesn't make sense for -4 days, right? Like Elvira asks me, "Hey, when should I order ranch?" And I say -4 days. Technically, it does make sense. It means 4 days ago, right? 4 days in the past, right? But that doesn't make sense in our situation. So actually, I am going to write this like this, right? I'm going to write it like that. So it's going to say 0x48. Okay. So 0x and 48. So it's going to look exactly like this. I want to tell you how to read this. When you're reading this, you read from the inside out. So you can order any day less than or equal to 48 and greater than or equal to 0. Some people say but. It doesn't matter. And but in this case are the same. So any day between less than or equal to 48 and greater than or equal to 0 makes sense. Yeah. All right, let's try another one. Uh-oh, I'm going to clear your board. Okay. It says the prices are on many cafeteria foods change during the year. Elvira finds that she has ordered veggie burgers 4 times and paid $78, $72, $87, and $90 on the orders. To stay within her budget, Elvira needs to be sure the average of the veggie burgers is not more than $82. How much can she spend on the 5th order to keep the average within her budget? So something's happening and it says the prices of food has changed. Have you noticed prices have changed from certain items that you buy? Yes. Okay. This is going to sound really sad, but I remember going to In-N-Out and like the cheeseburger was like, I don't know, I'm going to date myself, but like $1 or something, like really cheap, $1 or something. But now it is no longer that. Tragedy. Okay. So as you know, same thing happens in food prices. So packs of veggie burgers, she's paid 78, 72, 87, and 90. And she has to make sure that she stays within her budget of $82. And she's going to order another time. Okay, so her average needs to be 82. What, I know, right? What word, like, how are you going to find this out? What word here is going to set you up with an equation? Anybody see the word in here that's going to set you up with an equation? Yes, very good. It's the word average. Do you guys all remember average? Do you remember how to calculate average? I want to say this is back in fourth or fifth-ish grade-ish. Yeah, go ahead.
We add up all the numbers that we have. So we would add up 72, 78, 87, and 90, and we would divide by the amount of numbers we have. So that answer would be divided by 4.
But there's a fifth order, right? So we're going to pretend that we know how much money that is. Does anybody know how much money that is? Everyone says no. So in math, when we don't know, what do we use? In math, when we don't know, what do we use? Yeah, we just use a variable. So I don't know. For this one, I'm going to use a V for veggie burger. So I'm going to pretend that the amount of money I'm going to spend on the fifth order is V dollars. Is that okay? So you're going to do exactly what your classmate said. She said one more time, the average means you're going to add all the numbers and then you're going to divide by the number of numbers that you have. And then that needs to be no more than $82. So clearly I'm going to have 82 on this side, and then I'm going to have like some equation-y on this side. So can you pause really quick, come up with an equation for me? Once you do that, can you start solving the equation and then work on B and C, writing the answer in words and then writing the answer in both set and interval notation? Okay. So I'm going to wait a couple seconds. No more than $82. Yeah, that's perfect. Good job. So some people are sending me their equations already. I'm going to show you my equation in just a second, but I always want you to push this out before I do. You will learn so much more if you try, make a mistake, fix the mistake, than if you just wait for me and then you learn it. And then you copy it. Okay? Right? So are you done with your writing your equation? So I'm going to say it again one more time. Your classmate said, in order to find the average, you add up all of the numbers. So add up all the numbers right now. That's the first thing she told you to do. What's the second thing she told you to do? What was the second thing she told you to do? Yeah, divide by the number of numbers. So she said for me to add it, so I'm going to add it all together. 78 plus 72 plus 87 plus 90 plus V, right? So that's how much money I spent total on veggie burgers. And then I'm going to divide it by the number of numbers, which in this case is 5. So this can't be more than $82. What symbol am I going to write here? If it can't be more than $82, can't be more than. Very good. So think about these words. If it can't be more than, in my brain, I think about this. Here's more than. It can't be that. That's what they're telling you. It can't be more than. So what's not more than? You guys would be like, oh, less than, Miss Johnson. Perfect. So right now what I need you to do is solve this equation. Again, this is pencil to paper time. This is practice time. This is when you get better at dealing with math. So first, go ahead and solve this. And then we'll check back on you in a second. When you're done solving this, then I need you to write it in words and interval notation. And we'll be right back. Okay, so we're back. And we figured out that Miss Johnson made a mistake. She was too excited about not more than being less than that she forgot that it also includes equal. Okay, so one more time. When we say things like not more than, if it's not more than, it's less than or equal to. It's less than or equal to. Okay, so let me erase this. I'm going to copy this. I'm going to copy this over here. And then you guys are going to solve this. All right, what did you do first? Hold on a second. Yes, ma'am. Hold on. Give me 1 second. What did you do first? Tell me what you did first. So again, if you are one of the ones that are trekking with me, right? You are doing the work before we do the work together. The reason why is because often my students say, but Miss Johnson, I get it when you do it. Yes, because I'm doing it, right? Like, don't you completely get, I don't know, when you watch, I don't know, some crazy cooking show, don't you completely understand, like, oh, and then they added the butter. I get it. Or something like that, right? But they're doing the cooking. Someone says I added the top and I got 327. Is that what you guys got? Did you guys all get 327 here? Someone says yes. One person said yes. Just one person? Yes, I got another yes. Okay. So I'm just going to believe you. 327 plus V divided by 5 less than or equal to 82. Miss Johnson, how come this didn't change? It doesn't matter. How come this didn't change? Because we didn't blank or blank by blank, right? Because we didn't what? Say that phrase in the chat, please. How do you, Miss Johnson, why didn't we switch these? Yes, we didn't divide or multiply by a negative. And now I'm going to add an extra phrase to this. On both sides. On both sides. Okay? We didn't multiply or divide by a negative on both sides. If you're only doing it to one side, like if you're simplifying, if you're multiplying or some whatever you're doing on this side, that's not going to flip the sign. Okay. Okay. Everybody okay with this? Someone said, hey, Miss Johnson, I multiplied by 5 first. Will that make my answer wrong? Nope. So actually, that's the very next step, right? So if you haven't done it, go ahead and multiply by 5 on both sides. If you haven't done it, multiply by 5 on both sides. So now I get 327 plus V is less than or equal to whatever that is. What is that, 410? I'm convinced it's 410. So is that what you guys got? Because my computer is going super slowly. All right. From here, actually, I said that you would do it and I didn't. So go ahead and just write out what's your next step? Sorry, my bad. What is the next step? What would be your last step to do here? What would be your last step to do here? Is that person right? Yes, no, maybe, so. What do you think? Yes, we would subtract by 327 on both sides. Very good. Okay, does that constitute me flipping my symbol? Everyone says yes or no. Does that change my symbol? Yes or no? Yeah, it doesn't because we didn't multiply or divide by negative on both sides, right? So V is less than or equal to 83. So in terms of that, what does that mean for her last order? What does that mean for her last order? So I need it in interval and set notation before I get started on it. It says describe in words the quantity that would work. So maybe you say something like, she can spend up to $83. She can spend up to $83. Or you guys can do the fancy thing and say, she can spend no more than $83. Either way. She can spend no more than $83. All right, you guys, you are on writing notation while I am highlighting this. I have a random story to tell you while you're writing notation. Um, I help tutor these younger people, and when they write $83, right? This is how we write it. We put a dollar sign, and then we write 83. Here's like second grade. He kept putting 83 and then the dollar sign. Doesn't that make way more sense than this? Like they'd write 83 and then the dollar sign. And I was like, oh, that makes more sense than the way we write it. Because this actually is $83. Yes, ma'am. Okay, so now I need you to write it in set notation. Okay. Can we pretend that this is our question that I would give as like extra credit? Yeah, exactly. But cents are at the end. That's weird, right? Okay. So write your answer in both interval and set notation. You should be able to write this now. I'm going to give you another 5 seconds to write your notation. No, your notation. Your notation. So here's my answer. You guys might get mad at me. Here's my notation. Uh, this. What would I write here? What was our variable? Oh, it was V. Okay. Some of you are like, why? Some of you tell me why you don't like this answer. All right, let me hear it. Why don't you like this answer? Negative infinity is making me question. So let's be honest. If you wrote zero, because most of you I think wrote zero to 83, right? Um, that doesn't. So that would work here, but do you see why this would work? Is there such a thing as negative? What does V represent? Is it veggie burgers or money?
Money.
It's money. Is there such a thing as negative money? Yeah, it's almost like she has a credit. Does that make sense? Like, if you don't know what credit is, it's a gift card. The store owes you money, right? Credit in the real world is like a credit card, but that's not what I'm talking about here. So like maybe she has a credit with this company that she's send that she's purchasing from. Maybe she has a credit because I don't know, the last time she ordered veggie patties from them, they came all like, I don't know, melted and they weren't stored properly. I don't know. Something happened. So they gave her a credit. And so this can represent a credit. Yeah, it was melted. It wasn't frozen properly. When she opened the package, it smelled and she's like, hey. So instead of her returning it, they just gave her a credit, right? So if you would have put zero, Miss Johnson, if I would have put zero, Miss Johnson, would you have given me full credit? Yeah, for this one, sure, I would have given you full credit. If you would have put this one with an explanation of why you thought it was a negative, that's even stronger, right? I'm gonna push you guys to think about things so that you could make it a little bit stronger. All right, we're gonna do this Elvira problem, and then we're just gonna call it a day, I think. Yeah. All right. So this one says Elvira can purchase ready-made pizzas for $14.50. If she makes them in the cafeteria, she can spend $44.20 on ingredients and $6.25 per pizza on labor. How many pizzas is it cheaper for the cafeteria to make their pizzas themselves rather than buy them ready-made? So one more time. So she can purchase ready-made pizzas, $14.50 each. But if she makes them in the cafeteria, she's going to spend this much and this much. For how many pizzas is it cheaper for the cafeteria to make the pizzas themselves rather than buy them ready made? And actually, this is where I'm going to pause you, and then we will continue this next time.